People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Tell the world I see with an emoji to stop the bullies.
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Friday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Got my comedian Pandoras. Got my favorites, my Bill Burr. Among sorts. So I get all kinds of comedian that come through my airway.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
What's up, and welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me, your host, Nate Couser. Today we'll be talking about business as it pertains to promoting yourself and building a brand and being of service to the communities in which you serve and you live and you operate. So we'll have Miss Rasheeah Burrell joining us, and she is Take Your Crown Empowerment series that will be coming up shortly. Also, we have Mr. Jabari Garnette of 9AE Entertainment, as well as Miss Beezy of Let's Be Real radio show. So sit back. They'll be here with us shortly. So today my mind just went completely blank. So I have a couple announcements. One, I have, as an actor, I'm trying to slowly get back into the process of actually being an actor, because believe it or not, learning lines is it used to be very difficult for me, but I've learned many tricks and many things of that nature. So I'll definitely be, can you message her for me, please? That's what I just forgot. I just realized. But in doing that, I have realized that I need to ease my way back into it. So this year so far, I have one show coming up as a stage manager, and that's The Wiz. It's directed by Miss Gangsta Goddess herself, Tracy Jiggets. And it goes up April 7th through the 30th at Spotlighters Theater. You can find information on this at www.spotlighters.org. That's spotlighters.org. They're located right on 817 St. Paul Street. You can give them a call also at 410-752-1225. Awesome production. I've been sitting in on the rehearsals as stage manager, and I say these actors are great. This is not your normal Wiz. Can I shout out a couple people? The Eveline I'm going to say the Eveline in this one is definitely not what you expect. And I'll be unveiling a list shortly, but let's just say the Eveline in this one is a phenomenal artist in this city. I can't say any more than that, because then you'll understand who it is. But definitely check out The Wiz. Also, I'll actually be in a production entitled The King of Howard Street. This young man, Mr. Anthony, and I feel crazy because I don't know his name. He had some journal entries. He's a homeless man who has been in and out of the system. He's actually worked in the system and fell victim to the system, and things happen. Whatever your reason, whatever happens to you in your hardship, sometimes it could get out of hand. And this man found himself homeless. He journaled his experience over the course of 2 years, and he then came in contact with Mr. Oh, why can't I remember names today? The creative director of Annex Theater, and gave him his journals. These journals kind of gave a timeline of his experience out on the streets, being homeless, the ins and outs, his feelings, and it was written in a very abstract way. So what they did was they found a playwright, and she took his journals and turned them into a full-length play that will be going up this May 2017 at the Annex Theater at their new spot, the La Mama spot on Howard Street, at Howard and Mulberry. And that, for one, that neighborhood is really about to be different. It's being taken over by art organization. It's already benchmarked by the Downtown Cultural Arts Center, and the La Mama space is a new space that they have there. And then there's another space, I think it's called the Center, and it's a kind of a visual artist gallery and so on. But I'll be doing that play in May. We're actually about to start rehearsals for that, and it gives the accounts of several individuals that live on the streets and within the homeless parameters. Because homeless doesn't necessarily mean you're without a home. Homeless sometimes means, in some cases, you're without your own home. So we're learning different variations. It's supposed to be a night where we spend the night outside. I think I'm gonna be in charge of bringing them hot chocolate and blankets. I don't know if I necessarily will be outside. I'm just saying. I'm already a struggling artist. I don't need to know what it feels like to go all the way. So I think I'm gonna be the hot chocolate man for the night and just keep doing trips periodically down Howard Street. So that is the King of Howard Street, and a phenomenal play. We read through it already. I've been reading through it. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting perspective. Very interesting cast. It's another option for Kaumba players, a group that was started out of Towson University, and a couple of us that weren't Towson students joined the group. And over the last 10, 11 years, I think I've been a part of it for 10 years now, we periodically now, in the last couple years, get together and do 1 or 2 plays a year. So this is our play for this year, directed by Ms. Roz Cawthon she was formerly with Santa Fe. She's now School of the Arts. So watch out for more information about that. I want to shout out our sponsors this month. Art Zerflin, .com. He's a visual artist. He's also a community organizer with children. He does a lot of children organizations where he teaches them art and so forth. He uses his work to spotlight individuals that don't necessarily have a voice. So definitely check him out. Art Zerflin, that's ZERFLIN.com, and check him out. Also, the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, they're having a gala on March the 23rd this month, 7 to 11 p.m. They cordially invite chefs, pastry chefs, and caterers to display and arrangement of their culinary delights for the culinary exhibit, as well as they have an artisan section of this gala where they're inviting artists to come in and showcase their wearable arts and their artwork. And that's March the 23rd, 2017, from 7 to 11 p.m. At the Columbus Center, the waterfront venue, 701 East Pratt Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. So definitely check them out, and I'll post more information on them as well. Today I got to sit in on an organization that I kind of helped. What happened? Right here? Okay, I was just going. So today I got to sit in on the Urban Art Leadership Program. They have a fellowship program that seeks to strengthen art leadership through equity and inclusion. There's a horrible issue here in Baltimore City and cities like Baltimore City. Baltimore is about 65% black, but as far as the art is concerned, we are in charge of almost 3% of those programs. And I can probably name all of those programs that we are in leadership of. And it's not that we want to have 60% of it, but for us to be 60% of the population and only run about 3% of them is shameful in most cases. So this organization, this program seeks to do fellowships where they connect people of color to organizations that are already up and running, like Baltimore Museum of Art, Center Stage, so on and so forth, organizations like that, and they train you to be art administrators. So they're giving you the leadership to be able to run these organizations, because if you go through a lot of these websites throughout the year, a lot of the people who have been in charge of those programs are either starting to retire, and we have a lot of startup companies that are coming to Baltimore that are looking for art administrators to run their businesses and do their development and so on and so forth. But a lot of those positions are going to people of color, people that aren't of color, and it's starting to be unlevel because the grants and the opportunities are still going towards people that they know, and we aren't necessarily in their box. And a lot of times we have to try to fit into their circles in order to get them. In most cases, we don't. And a lot of that is the lack of preparation that we have. A lot of the art institutions here that are, say, HBCUs don't have art administrative or business administrative fields or studies in their curriculum. So we don't normally have the resources or the know-how even or the education to be able to jump out of college or just become those things. So the Urban Art Leadership Program has a fellowship, and I actually have put my name in a hat to be able to be a part of that. And I'll share more of that information with you when we come back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show with me, your host, Nate Couser. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I come from the school of you keep going.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Not so much.
She said, I'm out.
How about y'all sing it for me? Literally, that's what she said. She said, listen, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and do this. I'm going to cash the check, but y'all can go ahead and work.
Because y'all can't say I didn't show up. I was here.
On stage.
She said, I'm just going to let the audience sing. And I said, oh my gosh, and her poor backup dancers are trying to lead her. They trying to pick up. The shout out to the backup dancers. Shout out because they carried that show because they kept going. See, they did it. They did what you were supposed to do. But this lady just gave up, and I laughed like I have never laughed before. And I didn't see it on New Year's.
I just saw it like yesterday.
Oh, well, see, it is fresh for you, so you can, in your mind. And when she stood beside that champagne bottle and just looked out over the crowd, I said, oh, somebody throw her a lifeline or something. Is somebody backstage that can come out and share this moment with her?
They just let it happen. They were probably making bets, like how long is she going to stand out there looking stupid?
I can't imagine the producers of the show, just everybody backstage, like, what the hell? So yes, as an artist, I definitely come from the school of you just keep going. And Mariah, you gave up in your shiny bodysuit.
She looked good in her bodysuit to be like 80 though, right? Huh? She looked good to be like 80, right?
Want to start your Mondays off right? Tune in to the Gangsta Goddess radio show every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Are you looking for your own little getaway? Would you like to try something new and exciting? Then look no further. El Coyote Bar and Grill is located at 807 South Broadway, Baltimore, Maryland 21231. Their business hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. and Friday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. Come on down and enjoy some authentic Mexican cuisine.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
BeExposedRadio.com.
Shout out to the Weird Radio Show. If I got that wrong, I apologize. It's slick, right? And they are so cool. They're like gamers. And when I was on that show, they was like, what's a scary game? And I just was like, I don't really play games like that. But I thought like at the end of, what's that game? Mario Brothers. When you got to fight King Koopa. Yeah. Ain't that scary? They laughed at me when I said that. When you hear that thing, that right there, oh my God, they're like, girl. But they had me on that show, and they was talking about PlayStation, and I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer girl. Shout out to the girls out there who will whip ass playing games, because there's some girls who devote.
To hear more of the new Crystal Renee radio show, tune in to Be Exposed.
Come and join us at the Gala on March 23rd from 7 to 11 p.m. There will be a display of culinary and visual arts brought to you by the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. The foundation is looking for caterers that create unique dishes as a donation for guests at the Gala. We are also looking for creative representatives within the arts community to be a part of the Arts Museum. Guests will also be available to meet Impact Award recipients. For more information, visit www.fashionumbrella.org. Gala tickets will be available online, and if you enter the code word education, you could save $10. Get your tickets today.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
last breath looking to you for help. I ask you about love. Probably quote me a sonnet. But you've never looked at a woman and been totally vulnerable.
They say months, they say years, but you prove it takes hours. Oh, how time flies, looking in your eyes. This I know, who are they? What is time? This is ours, yeah. But should I unveil or abide? Life goes by so quick, 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 quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick, 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 quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick. On the bed, on the floor, in the car, in the shower. Oh, how time flies in between your thighs. This ain't love, this ain't lust, it's just us, this is power. Oh, my past lives for this ride. Life goes by so quick, 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 quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick, 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 quick. Life goes by so quick. Life goes by so quick. Once they say yes, but you know it takes hours.
Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? That was Miss Jazzo, the last song that you heard. I forgot the title of it. I'll get that at the break. But the first song was Hey Baltimore with Easy Jackson and our own Rufus Roundtree. The Blackwater Project with Mr. Marcel. And Jazzo's song was Time Flies. There we go. Two of our amazing guests that we've had on the show. So we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com. Don't forget, send in your music, info@BigExposedRadio.com.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Tell the world I see with an emoji.
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Lakeisha White says, a place I can go and Mika always gets my look right. Alicia Curry says, when you go to purchase one thing and you leave with everything. The Style Lounge, assisting in capturing your true fashion personality. From classic to maverick, we have exactly what you need. Make an appointment today for a personal styling session, which includes one-on-one profile, learning your true body style and what works for you. From complementing colors to necklines and more, the Style Lounge let us discover your inner fashion ego. Contact Mika Nicole at 443-248-8879. She is also available for pop-up shops, vending events, and...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Artist Exchange. Welcome back to the Artist Exchange. Ready? I am here. Like I said, the first song you heard in the last segment was of Mr. Rufus Roundtree and Easy Jackson, Baltimore's own, the Blackwater Project. That is the first single for a huge album release that they'll be doing with Mr. Marcel, as well as Miss Jazzo. Time Flies, another phenomenal artist coming up in the city. Definitely check her out. Awesome spirit. Her and her manager, Miss Smitty, they joined us a few weeks ago. They've been on a number of the shows on the station, so definitely look out for them. Two phenomenal groups of artists, if you will. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, go down to the right-hand corner and click share and just invite a few people, 10 people. I dare you. Please invite us. Invite them, share us. Let them know that we're here. If you know of any artists, community leaders, or just inspiring people. They don't necessarily have to be artists, but the conversation definitely flows great when there's an artist in the room. Real quick, yesterday I got to take a workshop at Morgan. I stumbled on their campus with a young lady named Miss Sherelle. She's a phenomenal teacher as well as actress herself, and she wrote a book called Black Acting Methods. Awesome book. I got to skim through it last night into today. And basically what happens is there are a lot of different acting techniques that happen. Was Ugenhager, I know I just messed up her name. They're not coming to me. The who? Stanislavski, Breck, is a number of different acting styles and techniques, but they are mainly European, if not all European methods that we're taught when we're learning to be actors and studying to be actors. What then happens is we forget the origin of theater, which started in Africa with ritual theater. And that's the origin of it. Now, the Greeks, and she actually had an awesome perspective. At some point, the Greeks and the Romans and the Africans, they got along at some point. For them to learn this from them, at some point, there was a cohesion and some friendly banter at some point. But what happened is she wrote a book based on the Hendrix method and a number of black inspired acting methods, and she compiled them in this book. She went to Tri-City High School in Georgia, and she then went on to I forgot the name of the university she went to after that, but she studied at HBCUs, and she got her information and her knowledge from a HBCU instructor. And she wanted to compile. She realized as a teaching artist that it was something missing. There was a disconnect in how black actors were trained and directed. And because of that, we were in most cases, and I hate the fact that, and it was something that was trained because I had an Afrocentric director, theater coach at my college, and she often taught this way as well. We did a lot of ritual plays. We did a lot of some of the plays that she listed, some of the techniques they deal with, like being an activist, an art activist, incorporating poetry and poems into that's another acting style, movement, sound, using the body as your script versus having something written down where though you bring to life your script each time. And that was based on her Hendrix method. But there were a lot of different methods that could directly be connected to African and Afrocentric arts and artists and theater and Africa. And it was a very interesting roundtable that they had led by Ms. Dunlap at Morgan, and this phenomenal author that we'll be having on shortly She did a HBCU tour with this book and introduced us, because we're often introduced to the European acting methods, but we never really taught the origins of some of those acting styles if you don't have that type of instructor or director at your disposal. I was blessed to have Professor Amini Courts, Alma and TC and Kenyon. They were blessed to have Dunlap. Well, and just her acting styles and her introducing you guys to that. And even Miss Dunlap even said Stanislavski and I forgot the other one were the basis of her teaching methods. But because she still incorporates Afrocentric theater and techniques into hers, she's already been doing this. And a lot of us are already doing it. Even in any play that you do, you have to look at acting methods as we look at IEPs for students now. There's a different learning style for each student. So every acting method doesn't necessarily help me. Like I'm an actor that Stanislavski had a book, The Actor Prepares, and his book dealt with the way you rehearse in front of your mirror at home is how you have to bring that energy and that whatever you did to that realm. That's the basis of his study. And then there are others that say I have to energize the space and then step into that space to be able to really embody the meaning and the depth and all that lumble. And all these styles are just techniques and how you get to the end of the play. That's all it is. It teaches you how to get to your character. And it's just somebody's point of view, somebody's perspective. Yes, sir.
Was the other acting style...
I can't hear you. Turn your mic up.
No, I was saying, was the other acting style you were trying to say Meisner?
I could not... It would not.
Okay, I just because I feel like you were digging, and I wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
But there's a lot of them,
Yeah.
and in her book, she has at least like 8 or 9 black focused acting styles.
Adler, Chekhov.
See, you got it. It just wasn't, theater history wasn't coming back to me fast enough.
It's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm
right.
here.
It's hard sometimes because what happens is you learn these different styles, but at some point you begin to use all of them. It's not one, because this actor may have these issues and this actor may have these issues. And like I said, my problem was the way I rehearsed at home in my mirror is not the way I auditioned and not the way that I performed at rehearsal and in the show. Ultimately, that's how I ended up performing, because it's a warm-up process. But I had to bring that energy that I had at home to the stage, to the rehearsal space. And we learned that some of you can call this a technique or a method or a process or a ritual. They all end up being how you learn or how you're taught or how you get to your goal or your verb or so on and so forth. So that was a really interesting conversation to have in the middle of a day at Morgan. So it was a phenomenal group, and I got to meet a number of the students from that department also, and really re-energize that part of myself. So I love being on stage. I love that more than doing anything. Jewelry, being a radio personality, all those things are joys for me. But my ultimate passion is definitely being on stage and directing, actually. So I like both sides of those things equally. When you touch the mic, that's all it is.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say could we expect anything within like the year to 2 years you might direct something?
I think so, but directing is something that I don't take lightly because it's a lot of work. And you have to really be in a space where you have time to give attention to it. So that's why I used to do that. I'll just like, I want to do this play. And because I was at a church, and church has people, and we have a space, and both of them are free, hey, let's do a play. But my attention span to people who aren't necessarily actors is
dwindling. All
right.
I get you.
So part of me doing this radio show now and how 2017 will evolve with the show, I'll have more time to give to those things. I now in Philly live with an actor director, so we often play off of each other, and we have some things that both of us want to do, and I may do something there and bring it here. I don't know. There's a play that I want to do called Blueprints, and if you're listening, Miss Latonya Valencia, I love this play. I've directed this play about 4 times, and I love it. I absolutely love this play. You ever had a play where you love it? I want to be in it. I can't be in it because it's 3 women, but I found a way to bring a male voice inside of it, so I directed it, and I absolutely love the piece. It's written like a For Color Girls meets. Let me see. I don't know what it would be in comparison to, but it gives you some August Wilson verbiage where it's very wordy, and it's 3 women. Actually, 2 of them are 2 different women, and 2 ladies are actually the same person. Just one, the youthful one, and the present day one, and it's an interesting play. But I want to direct that one. But I had to and I love that play because there's only 3 characters in it. You can do it as a 1-woman show with 3 characters, but it really I had a tendency of picking plays that had 9 to 10 people in it. I just did a play like a year and a half ago that had like 16 characters in it, and then you had to double up, which is difficult for some actors that don't focus well because you got to know your lines. You really got to know your lines before you do anything else, and that was definitely a struggle. Shout out to the Baltimore Playwrights Festival, Miss I forget people's names. I really do. Today is just that day where I have so much on my head that anything that's already in there is kind of like being pushed somewhere else. Yeah. So the Artist Exchange is definitely evolving. It's growing. Starting next month, we'll be having some guest co-hosts stopping in. One of them being Mr. TJ Transvision Bates. He's a visual artist, so he'll be doing second Saturdays on the Artist Exchange, where he'll be interviewing a lot of the visual artists from the DMV area. We also have a blog in conjunction with each other because he has a blog on artistvisions, vizion.com, where he interviews various visual artists in all different mediums, whether it be apparel or painters or sculptors, and he interviews them and showcases them on his blog, features them on his blog. So he asked me to be a part of it. So what I do on the Artist Exchanges page, where you can find the first installment, which is of TJ Bates, is I'll do a mini interview, and then I show you a couple of their pieces, and I combine that with their bio, their headshots, a bunch of different pictures of their pieces, and that becomes a blog entry. The Artist Exchange blog will be up shortly. I am trying to streamline a lot of things and get things in order, so it's coming together. This summer, I promise, website, blog, information, all that, all in one place. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, like I said, shout out to our sponsors for this month, Mr. Art by Zerflin. And you can go to his website, art.zerflin.com, and check him out. That's Zerflin, as well as the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. You can find information on them at info at thefashionumbrella.org, or visit their website at www.fashionumbrella.org for information on the upcoming gala. I believe under their, I think it's 5'7" and under fashion show that they do in the spring, as well as they're now going into their second year of doing New York Fashion Week. So they'll be doing that, as well as Baltimore Fashion Week. So definitely look out for that. And I believe one of our own here on the station, Ms. Tamika Chapman, will be a part of their New York Fashion Week. So definitely check that out. And give them some information. Send them. I think the ticket information for the gala is on there as well. This gala is to fundraise for the Fashion Umbrella Foundation Scholarship, and tickets are $100 per guest. Dress code is black tie and formal. Sponsorship opportunities are available, and they have a fashion educational honor, a Fashion Umbrella Foundation educational honor, where they spotlight young people who show interest in the arts, and they spotlight them. They have great. I think their grades are part of the determining factor, as well as their attendance. And actually, our engineer was one of last year's recipients, Mr. Eric Way. So shout out to him. We have some information coming up, but I don't have more of that. So we're going to take another quick break as I gather my notes and such, and be able to come back to you ready. And hopefully by then our guests will be arriving. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Exhale clothing line for women, bringing out fashion and elegance in all women, different shapes and sizes. From t-shirts, sweatsuits, and more. Clothing line for women, bringing out the fashion and elegance in all women.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Check out this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
So we're going to get a little bit into the album with Miss Amira and learn the basis of it, the Banji soul of it all. Yes. So let us know, first of all, what is Banji soul?
Banji soul is basically just real. It's real soul. It's real. It's not cut down. It's not watered down. It's, you know, how as hot as it came off of my mind and my heart. That's what it is. And a lot of the times I get a little tangy, banji, ratchet, whatever how you like to put it, classify it. But I like to say banji, because I'm classy.
Banji is a little classier.
It's a little classier. That's got your pinky up. Right. Got your pinky up with that.
Okay, we got to keep the bees, the bougie, the banji.
Yeah.
All right.
So she's created her own lane, Banji Soul. So let us know how that is covered in the album that released on the 9th of this month, right?
Yes. Well, I did it to a number of industry tracks, including like the Beatles Come Together, and I did a Lindsay Lohan joint. You remember the Confessions of a Broken Heart?
Okay.
And a lot of stuff I aimed to like change the theme that was originated, or just to. It was my therapy.
Okay.
It was my therapy.
So that's why this is a mixtape.
Yes.
Okay, because you did a lot of remakes. Okay, I got you. The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live.
Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling. He was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family. You know what I'm saying? And like for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you, just like that. You feel me? It's like damn. Another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like why.
And like again, it's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? Gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you're gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through. You going through something. Right. You feel me? Because after you go through it, you get through it, you look back on like, damn, I got through that. You feel what I'm saying?
For this and more, be sure to tune into BeExposedRadio.com every Friday from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock p.m. to listen to more of It Is What It Is radio show.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are you looking for your own little getaway? Would you like to try something new and exciting? Then look no further. El Coyote Bar and Grill is located at 807 South Broadway, Baltimore, Maryland 21231. Their business hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 a.m. and Friday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. Come on down and enjoy some authentic Mexican cuisine.
Hey
everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. So, since we're talking about the book, can you give people a synopsis of what the book is? And what's the name of the book again, and then what it's about?
The name of he said, and God said, tell your addiction. Now, see, I'm not going to tell the addiction because you have to get the book to read it. But it was about deliverance. It was about all the, trials and tribulations we go through. People that come into our life, even people that come to try and break you down or draw you down so that you can't stand for God or worship Him through your situation, because that's the adversary using them. We have to know that. But through it all, I was still praying and fasting. I needed help from God. I really did. I needed help from God to see me through. And for anyone that's going through, I say that this book is about different afflictions.
Yes.
Going through them, how you get through them. And I had a sister pushing me too, praying for me. I thank God for that again.
Yes.
But it also talks about deliverance. There is deliverance in the process.
Yes.
And you have to be willing to see yourself first to know that you need deliverance.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Come and join us at the gala on March 23rd from 7 to 11 p.m. There will be a display of culinary and visual arts brought to you by the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. The foundation is looking for caterers that create unique dishes as a donation for guests at the gala. We are also looking for creative representatives within the arts community to be a part of the Arts Museum. Guests will also be available to meet Impact Award recipients. For more information, visit www.fashionumbrella.org. Gala tickets will be available online, and if you enter the code word education, you could save $10. Get your tickets today.
You're listening to the station with their ear to the streets. BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Check out this flashback. Our streets are not war zones, and our streets should not be treated as war zones. Now, we got a lot going on in our streets, and we can understand that. We do understand that, and we thank law enforcement and we thank communities for standing up against the things that are going on in their neighborhoods in the negative. But when you have a man broke down on the street, when you have someone in
Who was asking for help.
Right, asking for help. You got someone in your home, you have a caregiver that's actually complying with his hands out and he's laying down and he's still getting shot, then this is not law enforcement. No. This is brutality. This is not police brutality. This is brutality. I would not call these offenders of justice police, and we do want justice, and we will get justice, and dare I say, by any means necessary. You can catch me Thursdays from 8 to 10 on the Denasha Harrison Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. Sorry I had to go to break real quick, but like I was saying, the Urban Art Leadership Program, phenomenal program, is a 10-month fellowship program that not only gives you the tools to be able to be administrators and leaders of your own organizations or pre-existing organization, but it gives you the knowledge and the connection, the resources to be able to do so also. Is a 4-month professional development workshop, which starts in September. 6-month placement at a cultural arts center or organization already, and that starts in January of 2018. So you do 4 months from September to December, and then in January you start your actual on-the-job training at an art organization. Racial equity and inclusion training, community mentorship projects, and stipends. It's a paid stipend that you get for this project. So they went through today. We had an information session at Coppin State University, my alma mater. So definitely check that out. It's a great program. I'm only giving you the knowledge because I'm about to use it myself. But if you're not going to use it, I'm definitely going to use it. They only pick up to 10 people each cycle. So their one cycle is almost ending. It'll be ended in June. So you go from September to June. It's a paid fellowship, so definitely take advantage of that, you starving artist. And that'll be what it is. The artist exchange's website is coming shortly. It will contain a blog, which will focus on 4 different parts: visual artists, musical artists, performance artists, and events. So I'll have an event component where I'll come to your event, I'll broadcast, or I'll showcase, or I'll host, and I'll help you support and sponsor and advertise your event as well. So definitely check that out. The first part of that has already been up, and that's the visual arts blog entry. And that the first one is Mr. TJ Transvision Bates of artsvision.com. And he's the first one, and we have another one, Mr. Ray, that will be joining him for the month of March. And then every month after that, we'll have up to 5 different visual artists, musical artists, performance, and professional artists, as well as visual artists, like I just said. So definitely look for that. If you go to the Artist Exchange group page or the radio show page, you'll find that first blog entry there. So read it, share it, comment on it, tell this young man, reach out to him. TJ is one of those artists that like you to communicate with them. So if you see something you like, you can go to his website, you can go to his Facebook page, his Instagram page. If you see something you like, contact him directly. He doesn't like to have a website where you just click on something, you buy it, he ships it out to you. He likes to be engaging with you, and I really appreciate that in him. Miss Rasheeah should be on her way. Jabari and Miss Beezy should be on their way, so we'll be just trugging along shortly. So one of the topics that I wanted to bring up today, and I've left a post on my Facebook page, and it wasn't directed towards anybody. In my life now as an artist, I am going through some changes. And as you get a little bit older, you start being a little bit more, your space begins to be real sacred. So when you're having any issues, when you're having any conflicts, for me, I'm not a confrontational person. When I have to be, I am, but I like to have my space, and it's very real sacred to me. It's really special to me. I've worked for it, and I want to. I get more inside my head. I'm working on not being like that all the time, but it helps me to refocus myself and reignite my energy. And a couple people messaged me in reference to the post that I made. And it wasn't, like I said, I don't write anything that when I'm going through something I want to vent. I don't vent on Facebook. I take the things that I've gone through, and once I've learned the lesson, I'll post my reaction to it on my Facebook. And the message basically was about leadership and being on somebody's team. Like I'll read it because then I'm gonna get into it, and then it's gonna seem real pointed, and I don't want it to be pointed. So, I'm just trying to find the post that I made here. Shout out to my pastor, Miss Ruth Travis. She's actually retiring soon. This is her last, I think April is her last month. She's been in the ministry for over 35 years. So she had an awesome retirement party last Friday. I missed it because I was here, but I send my love out to her. I'm trying to. Okay, so the quote that came to me because I meditate a lot, I pray a lot in these moments because when you're trying to find focus and you're trying to find direction and you're trying to get over hurdles, it's good for you to just take your time and be on your own mind. And if, anybody, say TC, you want to comment, you can definitely do so after the fact. So the quote that I made was, "No one of us separately is stronger than all of us together." A team is a collective work and responsibility. It is not necessarily equally distributed amongst each person. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. If you create something, you can't expect for everybody to share your passion. And you can't put that on people. Nor can you expect to just have the passion because this is somebody else's passion. Friendship, relationships, and emotions have to be checked at the door. I'm a person, everything that I work in, my emotions are attached to them because I'm not a heartless individual. But I have to eliminate the part of my emotions that distract me from making important decisions. Being open with, oh, sorry, I kind of clicked off of it. My finger's kind of bad. Being open with mutual respect, trust are essential pieces to the puzzle. There has to be open communication and mutual respect shared with everyone involved. Each member's first responsibility is to be transparent and direct about what they expect from the team, task at hand, or job, so on and so forth. Each person should have something to bring to the table, and you should consistently bring it. There should be consistent communication that determines if a person is being fed. This avoids miscommunication and side conversations amongst the various members in the group. Putting the push and pull responsibility solely on the back of the leader or just one individual is negligent and selfish. Be clear and honest about your intentions and desires from the beginning. It is unprofessional and bad business to join a team to be a spectator and lazy. I tried to eliminate that word lazy from my vocabulary because I was using it for everything. But it was a reason I was using it. As I learned this lesson, it was a reason. Lastly, the leader cannot expect anything from the team if they aren't willing to put in the same work and energy and time. I've learned a lot of lessons that I've made bad decisions with. A lot of the bad decisions that I made in me becoming a professional artist, those lessons were learned in my first couple years of being 30 something. And it hurt me because I realized how many times I made the same mistake and how the pattern began to really just show up. Like I kept doing the same thing. And it was one point where I was losing friendships with people the same exact way. They would ask for my help with one of their projects, and something would happen in the midst for me, whereas though my life called on me, and I would turn from what they were doing to just focus a second on this problem or issue or whatever. It wasn't always negative, but I would focus my attention on this thing over here, and something would happen in the midst of their project, and either I didn't show up for them enough or I didn't do what it was that they wanted me to do, how I wanted to do it, or it was just they wanted me to just be a drone. In some cases, that's what it was. And I would lose that friendship. That friendship would then go away. That project, that relationship will go away. And after the third friend that this happened to, I said, wait, hold on. I'm not doing anything else with anybody. Let me figure out what this is. Because if something keeps happening to you, it's either your decision or you. That's the problem. And what I realized is I wasn't necessarily showing up as myself. I was trying to be what everybody needed me to be, opposed to me just showing up as myself. Sometimes I'm not, I'm always friendly, but I'm not as talkative. I'm not always the life of the party. And sometimes I am those things and much more. But that's who I am. And people have this thing of, this is who I am. And they show up, so you know who you're getting, you know what it is. And it's not that I was camouflaging who I was. It was just I was trying to be what you needed me to be. If you needed a stage manager, that's what I was in that moment. Whether I wanted to do it or not, that's what I was. And I felt like my time, my energy, my money in most cases weren't being respected. My talents, my gifts, all of that. And I came to this conclusion this time because I didn't want to lose valuable time, energy, people, places, things, and me jumping to a conclusion and just making a decision. I retracted some things that I said, and I made decisions based off me being an adult now, not on friendships, not on relationships, not on whether I liked somebody or not. I made decisions for my longevity, and if that meant multiple people succeeded from that or just me, that wasn't a part of the determining factor, but it was really me making decisions for myself, by myself. And sometimes that doesn't always translate to business too well, because the moment you make a business decision, then people get sensitive or they bring their emotions into it, and then that becomes ugly because then there's a miscommunication. But if you communicate from the beginning, if you start any project, and I know some people that I've recently began to work with get really blown from me overly explaining myself, and I do that because you had to turn away. Like I get it, you had to turn away. But I overly explain myself because I don't like leaving anything unsaid or unmentioned. Because when you work with people, you have to communicate. And I'm learning effective communication. It's clear and key.
I didn't want you to think I was turning away from you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said I didn't want you to think I was turning away from you. I was.
You did, because you did it real quick. It was real quick.
I was checking to make
but it was
sure
cool. It was cool, though. It was cool. It was cool.
No.
It was cool. No. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
You said I could comment after you finish, right? Oh, all right.
But a lot of the decisions that I'm making now are really for my good. And throughout my 20s, I never paid attention to what it is that I wanted. And that sounds very selfish. It sounds very pointed and uncaring and a little cold. But I never made decisions for us all. A guest downstairs? Just go ahead and I'll just keep talking. But it really hurt me when people don't understand that I'm making a decision for my well-being. And I'm not a selfish person. And a lot of this isn't about me. I'm not talking about anything specifically. But it's just the lessons that I've been learning. And it's crazy that some of the friendships that I have, I get to talk these things out now, whereas though I didn't get to do that before. And I didn't choose to do that before, rather. I had the people there, but I just chose not to do it. And I really respect where I am in life. It hasn't been easy being an artist, being a business, being an entrepreneur, because I have a very weird way of seeing things, and it doesn't always translate to group ensemble. And I've recognized that, and I understand sometimes the way things come out of my mouth, it has to be a better strategy of when I say things. So I speak now with purpose. I'm learning now to speak more with purpose than with feeling, and everything that I say now isn't a reaction to or a stimulus from something that just happened to me. I don't react the way I used to react. I now take time and I quiet the noise and the voices of what's going on to find my own voice. So we have some guests coming in. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
In a world of redundant marketing, one company specializes in branding, web design, and illustration.
We're a design agency. We design stuff. We champion underdog clients.
Believing in running a company without being evil is paramount.
Hire us. We'll love you forever.
With a notepad in one hand and a mouse in the other, get ready to be drafted. Zerflin.com. Real good design.
Lakeisha White says, a place I can go and Mika always gets my look right. Alicia Curry says, when you go to purchase one thing and you leave with everything. The Style Lounge, assisting in capturing your true fashion personality. From classic to maverick, we have exactly what you need. Make an appointment today for a personal styling session, which includes one-on-one profile, learning your true body style and what works for you. From complimenting colors to necklines and more, the Style Lounge let us discover your inner fashion ego. Contact Mika Nicole at 443-248-8879. She is also available for pop-up shops, vending events, and...
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all mine. It's me going every day.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah. Let's see, you talk about this how we teach it. About this how we teach it. We got to bring the mic down. Everybody see your mansion. Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. It's a lot. Take it in. I'll introduce you first. You can bring the mic down. Yeah, I definitely do. So, joining us in the building, we have Miss Beezy.
AG, I'm sorry.
AG,
Ancestral Goddess.
Oh, okay.
You know.
She raps the stones and such. So definitely check her out. Is your work on your page?
Yes, one of them is actually it.
Okay. She is a host of Let's Be Real radio show. So this is my time to tell my jokes and such. But we have these two. He's from Non-AE Media. Yeah. I was about to say productions, but media. Yeah. He does a lot of management, PR, marketing, a little bit of everything. Little Barry Gordy in the making. So we'll be talking to them, getting to know who they are. I'm really interested in. I've met Miss AG last week. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the email that was sent to us. Yeah. I didn't mean to put your little,
No, it's cool. I had to just remember.
Okay.
Hold on.
Do I load this first? How did we load me? Okay. You never know. I normally be in some dark corners sometimes. You gotta watch out. But I'm gonna get to know these two individuals, talk to these two individuals, learn who they are and what they do. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Jabari Garnette.
You're only supposed to emphasize the Garnette.
I mean, but Jabari is the whole name by itself.
Jabari gotta say smooth.
Okay, so say it.
Jabari Garnette.
Okay, that's smooth. You heard that smooth? That was smooth.
That was like extra smooth. I was like,
You gotta come to the city more often. We can teach you what smooth is.
Oh my God.
Introduce.
I can dig it. I'm trying to come
Hold
to
on.
the city.
What you say?
I'm trying to come to the city. I'm trying to bring good business to the city.
Mr. T, what'd you say, TT?
No, I said if you're going to introduce him, you got to do it, Now coming to the microphone, Mr. Jabari Garnett.
See, that's what you get when you come to be exposed.
See?
We have our own Mr. Radio Man. That's what you like.
Yeah, that's a proper introduction.
His nipple popped out a little bit. I saw that.
Never did that. I got on 2 shirts. You can't see it.
It popped out real quick. It was like real smooth.
Nope. Got 2 shirts on, 1 extra bit. You can't see it.
I don't know about that. But so tell us who you are about 9AE Media, and how do we get checks? Basically, that's just talk business.
How you get
Topic
checks?
for today. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, how you get checks, man? You show me that you are really good. Cause like I was talking.
I've been giving you my best joke, my best material for the last 3 weeks, sir.
You just cut me off.
I'm just saying,
You
because
just
we
cut
about to
me
get
off.
to the money.
We and that's what we
All right,
going.
next step 2.
But see, once it's
Show
step
me.
1.
You
Step
gotta
1, you
show
gotta
me.
understand step 1.
Okay.
See, you
Show
going
me
to step 2
1.
already.
Show
See,
me.
you're moving too fast. You got to
See,
slow
I
down.
told you I'm about it. I'm about it.
Step 1, you got to show good business
There
skills.
we go. There we go.
If you don't have good business skills, like I said before, I'll give you all the advice in the world, but I won't do business with you.
In terms of just knowing what you're doing or your integrity?
Both.
Okay.
Because you can know what you're doing and be a
Go
bad
ahead.
business person.
There we go. See, look at that. He was thinking. That's PR right there. There we go.
But you can also, but if you combine the two, if you know everything about your business, see, no matter what business you go into, if you go into radio, if you go into television, if you go into music, you got to know everything about your business. You don't have to do everything in your business, but you got to know everything about it.
Right.
You got to, because you the business.
There we go.
And if you're not going to protect you, don't expect nobody else to do it.
Okay. Preach, brother. Preach. Let me get a pen.
Right.
Write these notes down. What bad decisions did you make to get this information?
And
you don't got to tell us specifically.
This is a contradiction to everything I just said. Helping people.
No, I mean.
Yeah, that's how I got my bad lesson.
And it's not necessarily helping people. It's helping people, the wrong people, or not thinking before you signed that check or gave that dollar or gave that
just helping
information.
people, period. Because in some instances, I might just do a favor for you. I might pull a plug for you. I might send you somewhere. Just helping people, period.
Were you not researching the people first?
Of course not.
Okay.
But see, the difference between me and everybody else is I already know that if I research you, I'm not going to do business with you. And if I see that you have that drive and you have that, even if you are doing wrong in your business ethics, if I can help you, I'm going to help you. If I see something in you, I'm going to help you because I had a past. You dig what I'm saying?
But before you help, you have to tell. Because the telling part will show you where they are.
Yeah.
Because if they're doing bad business, helping them will make you both do bad business. And that's a lesson that I'm learning.
Yeah.
That I learned already.
And that's true. But sometimes you have those that's doing bad business because that's what they were taught. But they still got that. They still got it in them. And if you see it, and I try to help you, and I even tell you about your bad business.
No, but what I said when I made that comment, I'm gonna give you verbiage first.
Yeah.
Before I put myself in the line of fire.
Oh yeah.
With working with you, because I've learned some people, they just don't know. They didn't have the resources. We have a lot of YouTube University, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if I tell you what you're doing is wrong or how you're doing it is wrong, your reaction to me tells me whether or not we will put some steps to my verbiage. So before I show you any action, I'm going to give you some words of wisdom, and how you take that determines me, 33-year-old Nate, how much I'm going to help you after. Because you lose a lot of money just jumping. Following Mr. Harvey's advice and just jumping.
Yes, you do.
And you jump into a pile of ish.
Yes, you do.
So that's just my lesson.
Yes, you
So
do.
we on step three. Step three.
Step 3, you have to realize that pertaining to what you're doing in this business, you have no life.
Well, it becomes your life, your work.
Exactly.
doesn't it?
So all that other stuff you like to do and you enjoy doing, that's why it's better to work with children and groom from their young, because they don't have a life at a certain age.
Mhm.
So it's easy to transition them. But when you're dealing with teenagers and young adults who have a life,
Right.
who like going to the club, who like partying, they don't understand when you tell them you can't do that no more. Or you can only do it in a controlled environment. Or you can only do it if it's good exposure for you. You can't be caught here. You can't be caught there. It's they got to be willing.
I think I hear what you're saying, but there's some balance that goes into it, because if you live your life in that vacuum, in that bubble, you're not really enjoying the life that you're setting up for yourself. Now, that takes some time of sacrifice. You have to sacrifice sometimes, and I think we need to instill that in young people more, the sacrifice. You can't just be famous and I'm a good basketball player if you ain't put in the time to practice in that jump shot.
And they don't understand that you don't enjoy your time until it's your time to enjoy your time.
Right. I think we're learning it now because a lot of people, because of the reality shows, because of all of the media that we have now, we are seeing the ish that goes into developing a person. At one time, we didn't see behind that curtain, and the artist was developed, and they fixed their teeth, and they did all the things, and then they pushed them out.
Yep.
So you saw the finished product. So we didn't see the work. So we was like, oh, I can do that. Let me just do that. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with Mr. Jabari, Garnette, and AG.
Yes. I'm here too.
So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they
I
need
can
a
use a
butt.
little extra tissue there.
I can pop it right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Exhale Clothing Line for Women, bringing out the fashion and elegance in all women, different shapes and sizes, from t-shirts, sweatsuits, and more. For more information, contact Sydney Bradley at facebook.com or exhaleclothingline15@gmail.com. All products will be available this spring. Exhale Clothing Line for Women, bringing out the fashion and elegance in all women.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
The topic for today, movies and whether or not they have real life applications. And as Stello said, I was talking to him last night in the kitchen about this topic, and one of the movies I brought up was In Time.
Oh my God, get out my head.
That was that was one of the movies that I brought up.
I'm trying to think of how to be relevant in this conversation.
Don't see, that's why we're friends, because I bring everybody into. So for those of you who haven't seen In Time, you need to, because it's a really thought-provoking movie, starring Justin Timberlake.
Ooh.
That movie was awesome.
Why are you saying boo?
Because it was whack with him. He just
What?
Whether it could have been him or
He just said it was whack.
anybody else.
Who else could it possibly
personally
that was relevant enough that could keep you in that story without overselling it?
Now the thing is, it wasn't even about him. It was the movie itself.
It was the movie itself.
Check out Weird Radio every Tuesdays and Fridays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello, world. That's my crazy. How's it going? Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Mr. Jabari don't know whether to keep his hat on or take it off.
No, because it's getting
He probably
hot.
got people following him, stalking him and such, so he don't know. He just
Oh, no.
He's trying to decide right now. But we were talking about steps in business and developing your business, some bad habits that we have learned from and that you then turn around and do good business, hopefully do good business with.
Yeah, you try to.
So you were giving us some tips as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
As far as what is good business to you?
You showing that you care more about what you're doing than the person you're doing it for.
I'm gonna tell you but you still have to be careful of that because that'll get you in trouble. Because if I care more than the owner, that's a problem.
Yeah, and I understand that, but me worrying about the owner isn't my business. My business is completing the task the owner hired me for.
Right.
So I gotta be more into what I'm doing than what he is. Like, say if somebody come for me and they say they want advertisement.
Right.
They got a product. I said, all right, cool. This is the product. I'll hear what they're saying.
Right.
I'll listen to it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell them my idea and why my idea is much better. I'm not gonna say that their idea is worse, but it's my job to do better.
Are you gonna listen to their idea at least?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I said that in the beginning.
No.
I'll listen to your idea, and even if you have strong points in your idea, I'll incorporate it. But
well, as an artist, I'm gonna say as an artist, like if you consign me to do something or commission rather, if you commission me to do something, I can take your idea and filter it through who I am without telling you, that's whack, you know that, right? But it's still doing what they want is just from my perspective.
Okay.
I'm all about words and how people hear words. Because if I just tell you, that's whack, sir.
Well, this is what I modeled it off of. When I was younger, I used to be a barber, and my thing was, I will cut your hair exactly the way you want it.
Oh, that's not.
No. Exactly the way you want it.
That's not
so
cool.
whatever.
Wait.
No.
Why is that cool?
Because you saw that haircut somewhere and you say, I want this, and it doesn't necessarily fit who you are.
That's their business.
No, I'm just saying. I
just need to hear the explanation behind this.
Yeah,
I just want to hear that.
That's their business. I have nothing.
Let me wild out with this part.
Hey.
You don't have a hairline for that.
Listen, I've seen a lot of haircuts. I'm like, yo, you sure you want to do that? Like, I've asked people that.
Right.
But that's what you want. So that's what I'm going to give you. And I take that and I put that in every aspect of business.
Right.
It isn't about me. It isn't about my personal perception. It isn't about my feelings. This is business. So whatever you want, I'm going to give you the best of what you want because that's what I'm good at.
But then what happened?
You may have an idea, like I said.
Right.
But I know that my idea is going to be better.
And that was my point to you. So in you giving people what they want because it was all business, you lost the art of being a barber because that person had to walk around with that haircut. Now it was done well. The execution was done.
Exactly.
But maybe your head just wasn't fit for this
type of cut.
Right, for this type of cut. But now you're learning that it has to come from me. Now I can take your opinions and your pointers and then come up with some type of formula to then present to you. But I can't just give you what you want because that's not always good business.
No, I'm going to give you what you want, but it's just going to be the best of what you want.
So if somebody walk in there and say they want a bowl, you going to give them a bowl?
They going to have the freshest bowl they ever had.
But in you giving them what they want, you're still making sure that bowl suits that.
Exactly.
Right. But you have to. It has to come from you.
So only then will know. Only they will know it's a bowl. That's what they wanted, but only they will know it's a bowl.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm going to give you the best product that you need.
Because I've seen some horror stories. Because the barber is, that's what you want? Okay. Let me just hook this up. And then they go outside. Somebody say, well, who cut your hair? And you give them that name. And now that barber don't have no clients because...
No. See, that wasn't a problem for me. I'm not going to do something that will jeopardize my name.
Right. And that's my point. So we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I just come from a perspective of, as an artist, I know what it is for somebody to say, I want this. And you like, so you want me to make you a dress, but these not your real measurements. Okay, so I'll do that, and then they get the end result, and it's not it can't fit them or it doesn't look right on them. But I gave you what you wanted. I learned to not do that. So, okay, this is what you want, okay, but I'm going to customize this so it fits you. And you were naturally doing that.
But why wouldn't you have been doing that in the first place? Like, regardless of what...
Because we're taught business first.
Yeah.
Either you're taught to be an artist, or you're taught to do what it is that you're doing, or you're taught to business.
But if someone comes in with wrong measurements, you gotta let them know, like, hey, whoa.
Yeah, but everybody, but a person that is
said
strictly
you a
thinking
size
about business,
8.
but a person strictly thinking about the business is going to give them what they want without questioning their own personal taste or their perspective. They're going to give them exactly what they want. And that from my knowledge, from what I've seen, business people don't care about the passion of it. Whereas though passion people don't often care about the business. It has to at some point you have to marry. So I have to give the client what they want, but I still have to be this artisan, this passionate person about what it is that I'm good at.
It takes a lot, though.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to balance it because I manage as well.
That's Miss AG that's talking right now.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I also manage as well. I'm a comedian and a DJ, so it's definitely, a task at hand.
Right, because as a manager, you can fall into the point of just giving this artist everything that they want, or letting them know, look, this is what I'm here for. You can be as crazy as you want on your own, but this is what you're doing right now in this moment, and have that give and take with them.
It's not as easy, but it always turns out better.
What has been hard about building the business side, artistry aside? What has been the challenge that you found outside of helping people? That you found in being a business person, or what's been the biggest egos? Yours or theirs?
No, theirs.
Okay.
A lot of people are ego driven, and a lot of times that gets in the way of business because they've got their chest poked out and they feel like they have to do certain things.
Unrealistic ideals.
You know what I'm saying? And not even looking at the bigger picture, but they so ego driven.
Because we just, okay, this person has this, I want that. You don't really see the steps to getting there. You just see the end result.
Exactly. And then a lot of times, people want to, try to do, like you said, do the same things as other people and try to copy other things of other people, and they don't really know everything that goes along with that.
Right.
Like as steps, you can't just jump out there and just do something.
Right. You got it. Some preparation has to go into it.
You have to study. Everything that you do, you have to study. It's knowledge behind anything that you do. And a lot of people lack that.
Right.
So they feel like, you did it, I can do it.
Mr. Jabari, Garnette.
Oh, man.
I just, egos is a big pet peeve for me.
How do you, but I'm going to ask you that. So, but how do you deal with that? And I'll come back to you to answer that. But Mr. Jabari, can you push that door closer?
The hardest challenge, are you working or are you building a business?
And that's working for somebody, or are you building your own legacy?
Yeah.
And knowing the difference between that.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to figure out the difference?
It didn't take me long at all. I realized it when my first job was in McDonald's. I think I was like,
fast food will break you or turn you into a slave. It's gonna do one of Mine was Popeyes.
It motivated me. It motivated me because I started wondering, like, how much in the world is the man that owned McDonald's making if he paying all these people?
But you see it though. You if you pay attention, you see.
That was young entrepreneurship.
Right. I figured I became a manager at 17. So I saw those. I was creating those reports. And like, wait a minute, you just told me I couldn't get a raise. But I worked in the Emerson Village Popeyes.
Oh, what?
Full at capacity every day of the week.
Always.
Right.
Always.
It's like 50 churches in the vicinity. We were always. And so I'm like, so we can't
I've never went up there. It wasn't a lie.
Right. We can't get church uniforms. I can't get a raise. My bonus is short. But you made your profit.
And some.
And some. And when I started realizing that, that's when the ball, I didn't put it into action right away, but that's the difference. Are you working for somebody? Like, I don't call, like, if I have to take a lower BS job, it's a benefactor for me. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
You are now a benefactor.
Of course.
Because the moment this contract is null and void for me, I'm leaving. So, normally when you're working for somebody, it turns into, I got us. Man, I just got to get one more check. One more check will just get me over. And then you'll end up there 2 years later.
People get comfortable with routine.
I'm glad you touched on that. Because that is a thing. Because people really get comfortable in situations and get complacent.
Even as a leader.
Yeah.
I get comfortable with people who don't do what it is that I need them to do.
Yeah.
Because this is safe. I ain't got to think about this. I already know them. I ain't got to really think too much. All right, let's just stay mediocre. I'll just deal with mediocre right now.
Right.
And
not really trying to step out.
Not really build on that.
And the headache don't get too bad after a while.
Was it something that you got comfortable with?
Yeah. I got comfortable with learning that you have, when you make mistakes and you learn from the mistakes, you're not supposed to make the same mistake.
Oh, so you tried it again. That's insanity. You know that, right?
No. I'm not saying doing the same thing over. But if you're doing a business, let's say you started a business, you see what I'm saying? Regardless of it being partial insanity is life.
Right.
So you have to start the business from the beginning again. You see what I'm saying? So it's certain steps that have to be the same. And when you come to that problem, you can't make that same mistake, even if the same scenario presents itself.
So this time, my girlfriend can't be the accountant because she really don't count that well.
At all.
Right.
But then you like, well, I'm going to show her how
so
to
now I
count
got to
this
go
time.
pay. No. Now I got to readjust the budget to go
that's
pay.
the mistake that people make.
Yeah,
so
to go
I'm
pay an
show
accountant
her.
now.
Yeah.
I got to understand. See, my mistake was thinking that I can always get people to help me because I can give them the opportunity.
Give them a job.
You were
pay.
Oh, I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
And pay. No.
That's one of our first green mistakes. Everybody love me. They go help me. They know this is a good idea. They go.
Oh no. I knew that they didn't love me. My problem was the fact that it was me doing the loving.
Okay.
See, I got the big heart. So I wanna if I know that I started you doing something, then I went on. I'm gonna try to help you transition the same way. You see what I'm saying? Not saying that you have to change, but I'm gonna try to help you transition from what you're doing. So you
was out there saving them.
I tried.
You was super saving. Okay, I get you. But that's a sign of. I think a lot of leaders are faced with that, whether they choose to go down that road or not. If you are a natural born leader, you're going to be faced with that at some point. Because I want to bring everybody on. I want to help everybody succeed. If I'm doing well, you're helping me do well, then you will realize if I do well, everybody do well. But people don't. They're not good at that type of algebra, so they don't really get that. And that's for me right now. I have to find somebody who wants to do this for a living. I can't have my family or my friends doing it anymore because this ain't their passion. So the moment they get bored, I'm SOL. So I can't. You have to find people, whether it's outside of your race or outside of the country or outside of this world, to do that position because they're passionate about that position. Yeah. Life lessons here, artist exchange. Yeah,
definitely.
Yes, it is.
I definitely agree with the family.
So I'm gonna go back to AG, right? AG. I said it right. AG. GGGG. And asking her because one of her issues was people. What did you say? Egos. How do you deal with people now, knowing that? And not being shocked by it anymore, because it's still you deal with musicians. So
yeah, so it's a difference between being ego driven and being confident. It's definitely a big difference, and I just tend to try to shy away from those type of people. Okay. Now if it's business need to be done, but like as far as continuing business,
are you upfront with them? Or are you the person that let them know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's helping them too, because if nobody's ever said it to them, maybe you saying it to them will change their mind, or it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, and it's just like in it's a lot of different aspects, far as friends and different situations like that. Not just the business. It's just a lot of people are ego driven and they aren't like in tune with that.
And they don't know how to really. And it's one thing because we don't ever teach ourselves to do anything. We don't want to go to school to learn anything. We'll tune on to the YouTube, but we won't even listen to the whole video to show us how to do it. Like at some point, like you said, there's education in everything that we want to do, and you have to seek it out. You have to put forth that effort to learn what it is that you do. If I don't want to go to a university, I need to find somebody who does that and then be their shadow. At some point, YouTube will only take you but so far. I have to actually learn it. Yes. I'm just saying, we have we have more photographers in this city than we have liquor stores and churches. I mean, and people just say, well, you're doing it, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry, TC's a photographer. You're really good, TC. He's an awesome photographer. Really good. But TC taught himself to do it.
Yeah, he probably did the research, understood angles and different things like that. Like, everything that you do, you should really embody it. Mm-hmm. Everything is about energy. Life is about energy. Everything has energy within it. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And energy never ends. So if you're doing it in a malicious form, it's not going to come out right. So that's why I choose not to mix my business. And that's just,
But, okay, so I'm going to go over to Mr. Garnett, and I ask him, I'm going to keep doing it.
I know you are. Listen.
And that's the way he said it. It's Garnett.
It's all right.
Like he has to pronounce every syllable.
Right.
Garnett.
The E on the end and everything.
Hey, I can dig it.
So, in you, because you manage and you PR and market as well as AG, how do you determine who you want to work with? So you've learned a lot of the lessons, and this goes out to both of you. You learned a lot of the lessons. Now I am a new person with a fresh idea and a fresh perspective. Now I'm looking for that next artist. What am I doing? What am I looking for? What am I not willing to do? Like, there's certain things I don't want to deal with. I don't like rappers. I don't want to deal with rappers. And that's just an example, but what are the things that you looking for?
I totally understand.
What are the things that are you not looking for?
There's a difference between a rapper and an artist. So
thank you.
I totally understand.
Thank you.
I don't want no prima donnas.
Okay.
Just because you have 10,000 views on YouTube and 50,000 followers. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
And
everything's for sale.
Everything.
If you content with believing that you the man in your city,
the full block radius. Okay.
I have no desire for you, because I'm not going. I don't want to do nothing for you in this city. We can always come back. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying I won't do nothing for the city. No, but
he cleared that up.
Entertaining, real clean, quick too. You entertaining for the city. You've already done that. If you did your open mics and all those things, and
but if you safe there, if you feel comfortable there, that becomes an issue.
That's your problem. Don't get comfortable. You can't get comfortable.
And it's not about even moving from your city.
No.
But you have to then begin to look beyond. I call it the 4-block radius.
Yeah.
I love to play for Color Girls because they talk about my neighborhood, my life did not go outside of my 4-block radius, my neighborhood. And if you good with that neighborhood love, okay, you that person. You're that person that's going to stay and rep that hood. But I got to go. I got to, my grass is, I need to see that grass over there.
And it trips me out because you got some people who've never been to the other side of town.
I have family that from South Baltimore, and vacation for them is going to D.C. or Arundel Mills or the harbor even. I mean, that's a reality. I mean, I'm just saying. I have family back, right. We have people who've never been to the east side of Baltimore. They grew up on west and vice versa.
Yeah,
that's,
you're right about
that. I mean, and not just to put Baltimore now, because I stay in Philly now, and I see and it's a huge Baltimore and Philly, and that's basically what it is. I don't go to West Philly. I don't go to East. Like, but this your city though. Like, aren't you
Right.
looking for a job right now? Go over there. It's a train ride away. And that's just the mentality. And I notice a lot of artists and entrepreneurs have this problem. They don't want to step outside of what is comfortable for them in order to make it. You know, you've been selling your T-shirts on Facebook for about 10 years now. Anything about a kiosk or
right?
It had a I was listening to a show earlier today.
You know the person I'm talking about.
On a Christian station, right? And the lady that sent in her comment, her tag name was willing to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And the host said willing to fail, something to the nature of we looking for positive things. But to me, I said, God damn, that's serious.
Yeah.
Because willing to fail means you're going to try
hard.
like a... Yeah.
You going hard.
So if failure is not an option, so you're willing to do it. I said, damn. I said, well, I ain't think about that. Whoever she was, she needs to hashtag that, put it on a T-shirt, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But
before I do it.
But see, you still have to explain the mentality because somebody will look at them like, oh, she's stupid. But no, I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that challenge. I'm not settling for anything other than my success.
That's why, even though I just said it to however many people listening right now, the only one that's going to pay attention is a boss.
Yeah.
So you don't, see, just like in the Bible say, you don't give knowledge to the swine. Just because you put it out there don't mean it's for everybody. You going for that one person. And when you get that one, for the lack of better words, if you can't swim, I hope you can swim. Like I tell my kids, and I hope that nobody thinks this is wrong for me to say this, but it's a joke. It's a joke.
I think it's serious.
I tell my kids that we were all in the swimming and we in the boat, I'm going for the firstborn. I hope y'all understand. I'm going for the firstborn.
Oh, no.
He got to help me save the rest of them.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm gonna get it.
So you only, it's only the one.
I'm
Listen,
sold for a second too.
every,
y'all
can say what y'all want. Every parent sees that one.
Okay.
Every business owner sees that one.
Okay.
It's just like in a relationship. Every
But
person sees that one.
If you learn to, and that's, I do agree with that, but that's something that we have to evolve and grow from. Because that one may be that one, but you're sitting on three that are right under that one that you keep overlooking and keep over. Y'all just going to come back. But my last question, because this is crazy, but I want you guys here for the full time so we can actually get, because this is honestly what we need to hear. And what we're not, even somebody like me who went to college, you don't get that knowledge in college. I was taught how to do it. I was taught why I'm doing it. I was taught where to do it, but I was not taught why I'm doing this. And that's something that we have to really get to at that point. So we got 2 minutes left. There's a question that I always ask. What advice would you give to your 17-year-old self? I'll go with Jabari first. Take the oldest boy.
And he's 17 too.
Okay.
Damn. What advice would I give to him? I would tell him that if he worries about anything in life, he might as well not walk out his front door.
Fear is a setup. Kept you from
doing so many things. Like worrying about, oh my God, am I gonna fail? Damn, if shouldn't be matter. Like I've tried to teach my kids not to use certain words. No, not if. Like they can tell you, but you can't tell them. You understand? Like they can't. Well, if I say it to them, they gotta accept it.
Right.
But that's what I would tell them. Don't. Fear has to be no option.
It's AG.
Everything is energy, and to
what you give is what you get.
Understand energy and understand that everything is energy, and you create your own reality. So.
Okay. AD. So the next time they come, I'm gonna bring them here in the first hour so we can get the girth of their information and knowledge and all their perspective. Again, thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. We got Tara Booker in the building. She got about 30 jobs. And that's just the nighttime ones that she does. But she'll be back here tomorrow, and we'll be bringing her on for some conversations on such topics as business, talking business. And I love talking to these two. AG, more so, the county bounty over here. But don't go anywhere. Thank you, TC. Thanks to everybody that listened in. definitely take hold of this, listen to it, share it with all your friends. We'll be right back tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sharp. Don't be late.
All right.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep